So my name is Emma Horn. I went to Sydney University and I studied journalism there, graduating last year. And I went on the West Asia trip in 2016 and I just wanted to share an amazing thing that happened to me whilst I was over there. One of the big problems that I've had in my life is I've never been able to read numbers. I read them as letters or read them back to front or upside down. It's very confusing. It's something that I've always been very embarrassed about and something that I've really hated about my inability. And it's just amazing to see that whilst I was over in West Asia, God used that for His glory to show that in our weakness, He is strong. In our first week, they gave us, the team that works and lives over there, they gave us little mobile phones, the kind of dumb phones. Mine was particularly dodgy. It didn't have a back on it. The battery was just sticky taped in and it would often fall out and it just caused me no end of trouble. I was really embarrassed of the phone to be pulling out in front of all these, technologically savvy kind of people. But it worked all right. It would receive calls and that's all I needed it for. But it got wet on the first weekend and it factory reset, which meant that I lost all of the numbers that were in it, which wasn't so much of a problem because I had written them all down. So I had to go through that night and put all the numbers back in. And I started texting the people that I had met the week before, asking if they would like to meet up for coffee. And to my greatest pleasure, a lot of them did want to meet up, including one girl that, for security reasons, we'll call her Mary. Our team came to call her Miracle Mary. She texted me and said that she would love to meet me at a cafe near the university the following night. So I turn up at this cafe at the time and I'm walking around. There's not many people in the cafe, but I just don't recognize anyone there. There's no one that I've met. So I call her and there's a girl sitting over in the corner. She picks up the phone and she says I'm meant to meet her. So I go and walk over and sit down with her and I say, have we met before? And she says, no. I was like, but you received my text message? And she says, yes, yeah. I said, why did you answer a text message from somebody you've never met before? She said, well, it was in English. And that morning I had been saying to my friends, I wish I knew more English speakers so I could practice my language skills. And then I got a message from somebody in English and I thought, this is fantastic. This is just fate. But your name is Mary. And she said, yes, my name's Mary. So it's the right number and it's the right name and the right number, but it was the wrong girl. So I asked her, what would you like to get out of this meeting? And she asked me, well, where are you from? And I said, I'm from Australia. Now this is an enormous city. The population is close to the size of Australia. There's not a high chance that you'll meet many other foreigners, certainly not many other Australians over there. And she says, I know another Australian. I knew someone 4 years ago who came over and I was like, well, that's really exciting. Who was this Australian? And it turns out that the Australian was a girl from Melbourne who was part of our company and who did a stint over there about 4 years ago and who had given Mary a Bible and brought her to church and done a lot of Bible studies with her. But since the stinter had left, she had lost the Bible, Mary had lost the Bible and had stopped attending church. Through that accidental meeting, I was able to invite Mary back to church and get her connected with more Bible-believing Christians, get her another Bible in her own language and get her introduced to more English speakers, which was so exciting for her. And I asked her, do you believe in fate? And she said, absolutely. Meeting you today was definitely fate. And I got the opportunity to say to her, I agree with you, but I don't believe it was fate that brought us together. I believe it's God and it's Jesus pursuing you and He just loves you so much and He wants to be a part of your life. It was such an incredible thing. I just remember coming back to the group at the end of the night, telling them what had happened. Like, I couldn't even believe that God had used me in that way, used my quirky little inability to read numbers for something so powerful. For me, it might just be a lifetime of discomfort in not being able to read numbers, but for Mary, it's a matter of eternity. And I think if that's the only reason I can't read numbers, then that's a fantastic reason, and I'm happy to do it.